Hey, where the hell Debo at? Talk all that shit, man. Where Devin? Where Debo at? So-called Debo. Where Devin at? Where Debo? You ain't see him? He hiding from me. Nigga hot, man. Debo! Hey, Debo! Where the hell you at, man? What you doing? Hey, where is Debo? We looking for you. We on the block. Debo got hit with a brick. Y'all already know how I'm coming. Yeah. Debo, where you at? He's scared of this brick.
Sean, you know you didn't have to fight this guy that you fighting right now. You know you could be fighting Devin next, right? You know that, right? I'll show the email.
Didn't know that.
I'll show you the text right now with him, you know, because with our game, it's DTC, man, direct to consumer, man. You dig? No, we going to DMs. I mean, come on, man. You know if you really wanted to fight Devin, you would call Dre. You know that's the big homie. Mm-hmm. Man, Dre phone is quiet as a mother right now.
Stay at 40 and dominate. So that when you go to 47, you know what I mean, wrapped in gold. You feel me? We already know once you go to 47. We don't want you to go to 47, you go in there with Dev, have a hiccup, and then be like, oh, well, he wasn't experienced, or oh, well, he went up in weight, and that's not really his weight, or oh, well, and I mean, all these excuses. We don't have time for that.
I'll say this. I would rather fight Shakur Stevenson than fight Keyshawn Davis. And there's not, you know how much I love Shakur Stevenson. Fantastic fighter. You know, I say he's the next on the throne, and he is. He is. But Shakur is one of those guys that he'll humiliate you. Keyshawn will humiliate you and knock your ass out. That's the difference.
Keyshawn Davis, fresh off a brutal 12th round knockout, is leaving no doubt about his intentions. He has been fiercely direct that he's ready to jump to 147 pounds to fight Devin Haney and believes he can completely dismantle him. He's shown he's not just chasing clout, he's demanding a real title shot and isn't backing down from the smoke. This isn't just business anymore, it's deeply personal now. And Keyshawn is ready to bring the heat and settle this rivalry once and for all.
You're now, Keyshawn, you're at 140 pounds, but you said you might not be here that long. Who's on your hit list next?
Everybody. Devin Haney.
Why is that the fight for you?
His father in my DMs keeps screenshotting stuff that we saying. I don't know what he's screenshotting it for, but Devin Haney definitely on my hit list, and we making that happen 2026.
Congratulations, Keyshawn.
Thank you.
The dust hadn't even settled in the ring before the real fireworks started exploding online. Keyshawn didn't stop at a post-fight mic drop. He took things to a completely different, highly calculated level on Instagram Live. Imagine showing up at the actual iconic house from the movie Friday just to publicly mock a world champion. That is exactly what Keyshawn did. He walked right up to the property, picked up a brick, and compared Devin Haney to the neighborhood bully, Debo. Holding that brick up to the camera, he playfully yet aggressively warned that he intended to hit Haney with the exact same brutal force that Craig used to take down Debo in the classic film. It was a viral masterpiece of promotion. He looked directly into the lens, taunting Haney to come out and fight, completely stripping away the usual corporate boxing talk. This wasn't just a regular call-out. It was a deeply personal, viral humiliation tactic designed to force the champion's hand.
I'm gonna whoop your ass, so-called Debo. You know what happened to Debo at the end of the movie? He got hit with a brick. Debo might get hit with a brick. Talk some Latins and Spanish people. Nah, don't pick on them. Pick on me. Keep picking on Craig, and you gonna figure out what's gonna happen. You gonna get hit with a brick. And I ain't playing. You know I ain't playing. Hit with a brick. Hit. Belt, nigga. So organic, so genuine. Pick on me. I want you to pick on me. Tell Debo come this way. What you talking about? You know what Craig did to him.
If the brick stunt wasn't enough, Keyshawn decided to dig even deeper, attacking the very foundation of Haney's entire career. He went straight for the jugular, publicly labeling Haney as soft and claiming the champion has been coddled his entire life. Keyshawn didn't hold back, insisting that Devin is nothing more than a daddy's boy who relies entirely on his father, Bill Haney, to protect him from real danger. But the most savage blow was Keyshawn's claim that Haney is still mentally broken from his past defeat to Ryan Garcia. Keyshawn insisted that Haney simply cannot handle real adversity and hasn't learned how to take a loss like a true warrior. By dragging Bill Haney into the mix and attacking Devin's mental toughness, Keyshawn intentionally crossed a line that fighters usually avoid. He wanted to make it deeply personal, knowing that attacking a man's pride is the fastest way to get him into the ring.
It been people out here that do take steroids, and you can tell that guy was off steroids. Mm-hmm. And you know, I actually know a person personally that his career changed. He was the top prospect, doing great. He fought a guy with steroids, and it changed his whole career. It changed how he talked. It changed everything. So us seeing Devin Haney doing all of this with a person that had 0.1 estrogen, and we all seen that Ryan Garcia was still in there getting tired. It's like, bro, I'm sorry. There's no other word to put this. You're a bitch. Excuse my language. That's how I feel. You're soft. You do not take your L's. You a person that been given everything all your life, a daddy's boy, making sure you've been straight all your life, and now you took your first loss. I feel like you don't really not take it. Granted, I wasn't in there fighting Ryan Garcia, but you asked me how I feel. You done took it all the way to suing and all that extra shit. I feel like, bro, you soft, bro. Straight like that.
When a young prospect talks this much trash to a champion, the veterans usually step in to humble him. But this time, the boxing legends are completely divided, and some are making incredibly shocking verdicts. Enter former two-weight world champion Tim Bradley. Bradley recently dropped a massive bombshell that left the boxing community speechless. Despite Haney being the heavily decorated champion with an elite resume, Bradley publicly declared that Keyshawn Davis actually has more fundamental skills at his disposal. Bradley broke down Keyshawn's elite punching power, his supernatural spatial awareness, and his ability to completely neutralize an opponent's game plan. According to Bradley, Keyshawn can effortlessly change distance, fire from brutal angles, and cut off the ring in ways that Haney simply cannot handle. The former champion essentially dismissed the massive gap in professional experience, boldly predicting that Keyshawn already possesses the exact tools needed to dismantle Haney and strip him of his world title.
You know, if you turn on your radio, you know, if you're on the wrong channel, it's just real staticky. You know, there's just disruption. There's, you know, in some sort of interference. That's Keyshawn. That's Keyshawn. That's his style. I watched like 3 or 4 of his fights, man. Even went back and I watched this fight with Albright, and I was saying, like, gosh, it's like the style can look smooth in spots, choppy in others. You know, and I noticed that, again, everything he does, every punch he throws, you know, he's trying to create some sort of interference, period. Just trying to just create some sort of disruption, you know. Even if he jabs and miss, right, and his opposition is close to him and they have an opportunity to hit him, he's quick to recover, right? And he might grab your head or, you know, grab your arms, you know, and don't tie you up and don't allow you to use or catch him out of position, you know. Keyshawn, you know, inside, if you slow down the tape, just do me a favor, watch one of his fights and slow it down, man. You'll be amazed at what you see. It's the small little subtle things that many people don't see that's attached to his game that makes him so damn dangerous. And, you know, yesterday I was talking about balance and getting a guy off balance. Keyshawn, he gets his fighters off balance, but just in a different way, you know, more with physical controls. You know, on the inside, you know, roughing guys up, or, you know, maybe even putting his hand in their face and pushing up on their neck, or, you know, bending down, you know, getting his arm around and you know, getting an underhook under their neck and basically in a headlock, you know, anything to disrupt any signal or anything that they're trying to do, you know.
While some legends are riding the hype train, others are sounding the alarm, warning that this entire situation is a disaster waiting to happen. Legendary Philly trainer Greg Hackett went completely viral with a stern, urgent reality check for the young challenger. Hackett didn't sugarcoat things, telling Keyshawn to pump your brakes before he ruins his own career. He explained the massive, terrifying technical dangers of a 14-fight novice jumping 2 full weight classes straight to 147 pounds to fight a battle-tested champion. Hackett made it clear that the welterweight division is an entirely different world, and facing someone with Haney's championship ring IQ is a monumental risk.
Yeah, Keyshawn has the stuff. It's just, will he be able to control himself that night? You know what I mean? And not saying he got to fight like Shakur. I'm saying be yourself, but is he going to be able to compose himself to get to Devin Haney? Devin Haney, one thing about Devin Haney, he going to box you. You know what I'm saying? He going to box you. And that one fight with Ryan, he learned that it's not doing him any favor to sit there and try to trade with a guy. So he going to box you until he find his openings. And either way, it's a great fight. Either way, it's great experience for both fighters. It's a great fight. Devin is the more experienced pro. You know what I'm saying? And that's where his advantage lies. But Keyshawn is the meaner guy. He's meaner. He want to go to that body. You know what I mean? He want to press you. You know what I'm saying? So this gonna be a good one.
Yeah. Who would you favor in that fight?
That's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be tough because we've seen Keyshawn go to rounds, but not at a Devin Haney pace. You know what I mean? I think it's a slight edge towards Devin Haney, but it's like a 55-45 type of situation. Because one thing about Keyshawn is he understands the elite level. He understands the elite level because he's been elite since he was a kid. So he understands it and he knows what he got to do. The problem is we just haven't seen him do it on that stage. You know what I mean? With a Devin Haney.
Adding fuel to the fire, respected trainer Kenny Ellis pointed out that Keyshawn's defense actually looked incredibly loose during the Ortiz fight. If Keyshawn leaves those same defensive gaps open against a precision counterpuncher like Haney, that massive leap in weight could end up costing him everything.
Yeah, I think he should get a couple more rounds in before he go at Devin Haney. But if he feel like he can take him, let him get at him. Let him get at him.
Are you looking at it more like that 12-round experience type deal?
Yeah.
Getting the rounds in?
Get some rounds in. Get some rounds in.
When you listen to and then there's back and forth going with them too. Devin saying that he would like to fight the little brother before the big brother. What's your thoughts on that? I think there was a tweet saying that Shakur, I don't want to step on Devin Haney's toes. I'm gonna let Keyshawn get Devin Haney. A lot of people had lots to say about it. They're saying that, listen, they're breaking down the rankings with two to three different people, friends type of deal, taking each other's work. Keyshawn wanted a T.O. Now, Shakur got T.O. But now, because I took that work, I want you to go get Devin Haney. He's saying Devin Haney might be a little bit too big for him. What's your thoughts on Keyshawn's call-out and all this talk?
Let him give him what he wants. Let him go at Devin Haney. I think he should get some more rounds in though. He might get the rounds in the gym. We don't know. If he got a small team, he getting the rounds in the gym. So give him what he wants.
Who do you think would win that fight if they did fight next?
Right now, I have to go with Devin Haney.
Break it down for me.
On decision, just outboxing. I think he's a little busier than Keyshawn.
Devin Haney is not the type to sit back and let a younger fighter disrespect his name without consequences. Almost immediately after the viral antics, the champion fired back on X, dropping a chilling response. "You on the list, we can get it on." Haney is officially welcoming the challenge, refusing to back down from the noise. But behind the scenes, there might be a structural issue within Haney's own camp that could leave him vulnerable. Renowned trainer Robert Garcia recently revealed some fascinating insight, stating that Haney desperately needs a more fiercely competitive gym environment. Garcia explained that to reach the next level, Haney needs sparring partners who are literally trying to kick his every single day, rather than guys who are just paid to survive rounds. He even admitted to having respectful conversations with Bill Haney about bringing Devin to his gym for that gritty, ruthless experience. If Haney isn't getting pushed to the absolute brink in training, he might not be prepared for the raw, starving hunger that Keyshawn is bringing to the table.
They're in my gym, and believe me, fighters like Haney who train hard, very dedicated, very disciplined. I think that thing that might be missing is a gym where you're gonna have competition, where you're gonna have fighters that want to kick your ass. That's the kind of competition that makes you better. That's why you just seen Duarte's fucking sparring session. We got two guys that want to beat him up, and that's what makes him even better. We got kids that want to beat up on Bam. We got kids that want to beat up on Virgil, and that's what makes them better. Because in my gym, everybody wants to be better than the other. Because that's one thing. That's the advice I always give them. You want to be the best in the gym. You guys are all teammates. You guys are all friends. But inside the ring, you want to be better than whoever's in front of you. So that's what Haney. I would like to see from Haney, because I like him. I like Haney. I like his dad. They've always respected me. So, a gym where he's gonna get real work, not sparring partners that are there to do what you tell them to do, that are there to get their ass kicked. No, I think he needs sparring partners that are gonna try to kick his ass. Not because I want to train him, but just to improve him, because I like him as a person. I like his dad as a person. They've always been really, really good people to me. So that's the conversations we've had.
Right now, the entire internet is tearing itself apart, trying to figure out if Keyshawn is a marketing genius or committing absolute career suicide. On Reddit, Twitter, and YouTube, the debates are growing incredibly toxic. One side of the fandom is praising Keyshawn's fearless promotional tactics. They love that he is willing to move straight up to 147 pounds without demanding any catch weights or rehydration clauses, relying purely on his confidence and elite amateur pedigree. But the other side is fiercely defending the champion.
I got Haney. Haney been in there with better people. I think Haney got a better defense. I think Keyshawn is a good fighter. But I would lean towards Devin, his experience and some of the things he's been through. I lean towards Devin.
Is it a mistake just moving up right away to face Devin, not necessarily getting acclimated to the weight? Devin's a naturally bigger guy.
Big bro,
not by much.
Bro. Little bro got little bro bigger than big bro. So little bro going up there getting.
You talking about Keyshawn and Shakur?
Yeah, he getting in the way of it. Because you see what they just was talking about it. Oh, Shakur, what's up with Dev? Shakur like weight clause. You know what I'm saying? If I'm Dev, I ain't fucking with the weight clause. So you gotta fight me straight up. So Dev, little bro right here, and he bigger than me. We all around the same size. But they probably are suited. They probably more so the same size. Shakur might be a tad smaller than Devin, like not smaller than him, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They be like 10 pounds apart in person.
And like walk around with you.
Yeah, they be like that in person. Like that's how Salim is. He's smaller than a lot of people. He's like fight weight wise, yeah, but like they just be a little bit bigger. I think Dev is probably a little bit bigger than Shakur. At the same time, if I'm Dev, I'm not taking no weight cut or none of that. Shakur, you gotta fight me straight up. Like I ain't trying that shit. Get the fuck out of here.
Boxing insiders like Dawood Bey have passionately shut down the hype, pointing out that Haney's resume includes absolute killers like Lomachenko and Prograis. They argue that Haney's championship-level experience is currently on a completely different planet compared to Keyshawn. The divide is massive. Half the world thinks Keyshawn is the future face of boxing, and the other half believes he is biting off way more than he can physically chew and is about to get exposed on the biggest stage imaginable.
How does the fight look stylistically?
Keyshawn?
Yeah. Keyshawn got some of the best timing in boxing. Do you play catch and shoot with Dev?
Versus who? Best timing in boxing versus who?
No, I say you got some of the best timing in boxing.
I know. Versus who? That's why that's why I be at with that kind of shit. Because I seen Wu give him a little bit of problems.
He did. It was a good fight.
So with that, so show me that you beat somebody like this. I haven't seen Keyshawn in this situation. I'm not saying he can't do it. Haven't seen him in this.
But the Jermaine Ortiz was a good litmus test, though.
That's cool.
Really?
No, much respect to Jermaine Ortiz. Nah, man, because I don't like that. I'm not going to pump fake, though. I'm not going to fake. No, it's not the same thing as what we talking about. That's like Brian Norman. That's not the same thing as what we talking about right now.
No, I feel you.
Respectfully, I fuck with Jermaine Ortiz. You know what I'm saying? But come on, man. We just got to see. Like, I think shit like this should happen so we can see if you really that. That's how I feel about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And much respect to him for being willing to do this shit. You know what they always say about this generation? Oh, nobody want to fight nobody. Nobody want to fight nobody in the prime. The young boys like we'll fight. Fuck it. I respect Keyshawn for that shit. I want to see it. But I lean towards Dev.
Decision and stoppage.
He ain't gonna knock Keyshawn. Dev don't even press the metal like that. He'll throw some shit at you like if he think, but he not gonna really, he ain't gonna knock him out. But if they get to the end of 12, I will lean towards Devin probably winning. I think Devin jab is a little bit.
What started as a post-fight interview has rapidly evolved into one of the most highly anticipated potential matchups of 2026. This is no longer just internet talk or empty social media hype. Reports are already circulating that Devin Haney's promotion team is actively looking at the logistics to make this massive fight a reality. The contracts are likely being drawn up, and both men seem entirely willing to put everything on the line. Keyshawn Davis threw the bait with his viral brick stunt, and the champion has officially taken it. The trap is perfectly set, but the real question remains. Is Keyshawn's brick truly going to shatter Haney's carefully built legacy? Or is the young, hungry challenger walking blindly into a masterclass trap set by a seasoned champion? Only time will tell, but one thing is absolutely certain. The boxing world will be watching every single second of it.
Fights at 40.
Stay at 40 and dominate. So that when you go to 47, you go to 47, you know what I mean, wrapped in gold. You feel me? We already know once you go to 47. We don't want you to go to 47, you go in there with Dev, have a hiccup, and then be like, oh, well, he wasn't experienced, or oh, well, he went up in weight, and that's not really his weight, or oh, well, you know what I mean, all these excuses. We don't have time for that. Now, I appreciate Keyshawn wanting that fight. That's a great fight. It is. But it's still some things you got to learn. Not yet. I like the fight, though.
Who's a great prerequisite fight? Does Africa make the most sense? Because we saw they back and forth. See, when Africa needs a name opponent.
I would say Richard Henderson before Devin Haney. The reason I'm saying that, Richard Henderson is just as talented as Devin Haney. The thing is, he's not experienced as Devin Haney. Devin Haney's more experienced. Devin Haney's sure about a lot of shit he do, even though it don't look like he's sure. He's sure. Richard Henderson is still at that point where I think so, but I'm not sure. You know what I mean? So I would say Richardson Hitchens first before Devin.
We'd love to hear from you. Do you think Keyshawn Davis is ready to fight world champion Devin Haney? Or should he gain more experience before taking on such an experienced fighter? Who would win a fight if the two fought it out in the ring in 2026? Let me know in the comments. That's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.